try new things, to ask questions, to challenge ourselves. Katherine Johnson, a brilliant mathematician from NASA, once said, "If you lose your curiosity, then you stop learning." Never lose curiosity, never stop learning, and never put a limit on yourself. Keep seeking, just like the Mars rover. I think that another one of the remarkable traits of the Mars rover that we can learn from is simply its name, perseverance. As we go out and explore the new opportunities that await us, hardships will occur, but we cannot let those hardships define us. As I was writing this speech, I learned quite a bit about the naming process for each of the Mars rovers, and I found it very interesting that NASA actually sends out a poll and lets students from around the country name each of their rovers. From my research, I found that the 2020 rover's name was meant to emphasize the importance of striving towards success and never giving up. For starters, the rover was launched in the middle of the largest pandemic that the world has seen in 100 years, and thus a unified launch in and of itself was difficult. Every day, the Perseverance rover continues to face challenges, but using its namesake, the rover never stops learning and gathering new information. Like the rover, we too must persevere. When we face the first, second, third, 100th, or 1,000th obstacle, we still have to persevere. We can't let the hardships that get us down, because if we do, we will never taste success. According to Thomas Zurbuchen, an associate administrator from NASA, yes, it's curiosity that pulls us out there, but it's perseverance that does not let us give up. There's no exploration without perseverance. So as we explore and persevere the challenges life throws our way, we will begin to see growth. Whether that's persevering in the weight room and seeing growth in the number of push-ups one can do, or persevering through math homework and seeing growth in test scores, perseverance results in progress. When President Kennedy established the space program in 1961 with the hopes of sending man to the moon by the end of the decade, he had no idea where the program would lead. I'm sure that if he had lived to see the moment when Neil Armstrong stepped out onto the lunar surface, he would have been shocked by the technological process that had been made. I'm sure that if he had lived to see the first American rover land on the Martian surface, he would have been astounded by the growth of the space program after its initial goal had been surpassed. Just like the space program has grown and developed over the past 50 years, it is essential for each and every one of us to also strive for growth and progress. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "People grow through experience if they meet life honestly and courageously. This is how character is built." So what happens when we reach the point where we've used our skills and broken boundaries and persevered through hardships and have grown and ultimately achieved success? At this point, our purpose transitions from what can I do to succeed to what does my success have on others? What legacy will I leave for future generations? The legacy of the Mars rover is still unknown. Its story isn't complete, and we don't know how it will go down in history. But regardless, it will most certainly serve as a guide for the future of space travel to Mars and beyond. We must ensure that we too are remembered as people who changed the world, and that we didn't do it for us, but that we did it for others. According to John Gordon in his book Training Camp, in your striving to be the best, then, you must ask not what your greatness means to you, but what impact does it make on others. The success you create now is temporary, but the legacy you leave is eternal. Thinking about this legacy fuels you with a bigger purpose. You leave a legacy by making your purpose more than just you. You leave a legacy by moving from success to significance. So when you leave here today, classmates, celebrate what you have accomplished, but look towards the future with the intention to inspire others with your words, actions, and goals. It's up to each of us to determine how we're remembered. It's up to each of us to determine our legacy. Will you be remembered like the Mars rover? Will your name go down in history as someone who broke boundaries, someone who never stopped learning, someone who embraced growth, someone who persevered? I'd like to end on this note. Ringing the bell is a Navy SEAL term that symbolizes defeat or failure. When a SEAL rings the bell during BUD/S training, he essentially gives in to the hardships and quits. Admiral William McRaven makes it clear in his book, Make Your Bed, that in order to succeed, we can never ring the bell. In order to be the generation that changes the world, we must persevere. Congratulations, class of 2021.